In every story of faith, there's a moment when life feels beyond repair, when the weight of years, pain, and loss becomes too much to carry. For Scott, that moment came about 6 months ago. A heart attack changed everything. His body weakened. His spirit, already fragile, seemed to give way. The strength to fight simply disappeared. Soon after, a letter arrived from the county treasurer. It wasn't just a notice of unpaid taxes. It was a final warning. Their home, the place that held every memory of his family, was about to be lost. But, truthfully, Scott had already been losing that home for years. 10 years earlier, his wife, the love of his life, passed away in that house. Since then, Scott hadn't changed a thing in her room. Not one picture, not one folded blanket. Grief had frozen time, and for a decade, he simply existed inside its walls, a prisoner of memory, standing still while life kept moving. Jonah, his son, was only 12 when she died. Now a young man, Jonah had grown up with the residue of pain and grief always tainting his confidence. He didn't have a job, a driver's license, nor any plan for the future. Social anxiety made the world outside feel impossible. So he stayed where it was safe, where his mother's memory lingered, in the home he was about to lose. But as their world began to crumble with bills unpaid, faith uncertain, and a home slipping away, something unexpected began to happen. Their church invited them to join 21 days of prayer. At first, it was just a commitment, a routine. But what started as a church practice soon became a turning point, a move of the Lord working quietly in their lives. This is the story of Jonah and Scott, a father and son, each carrying years of pain, stepping together into a season of prayer. Over 21 days, we watched faith awaken where loss had settled. We saw hearts softened, hope rekindled, and two lives slowly drawn back toward the God who still heals, still restores, and still writes new stories even after years of silence. This is more than a documentary about change. It's a journey of grace, prayer, and renewal. A witness to what happens when the Lord begins to make all things new. All right, day 10 of 21 days of prayer with Jonah. And you were just talking to me about, you're bit by bit trying to work through a lot of different areas of healing. Mm-hmm. And he said, there's one thing I want to tell you, and I don't really want to say it on camera. And I said, well, I think you should consider saying it. So do you want to? You want to say that thing you were just talking about? One thing that's kind of embarrassing right now?
Mm-hmm. So, after my mom died, we let ourselves go. I ended up turning into a whole bunch of drama, running around in the streets, doing drugs with my friends, not really caring. And my dad just sitting back watching TV, not doing much either. Weren't really taking care of the house. Over the years, the house got messy and dirty. People didn't really think it was that bad, to be honest, but it did get bad, or else, because 2.5 years ago now, started November 2023, I seen the first roach out in the kitchen. I was like, whoa, what is that? No way. My dad will always be in denial about something, and this was nothing short of that. So they started popping up more and more, and we would bomb the house, but it was never enough, because number one, we didn't have much money, and number two, it was too far apart at the times that we would do that. And it was just about to be winter, so we can't wait outside all day with the dogs. And at the time we had a cat, so my total cat, but she passed away last year. So, and now, we have a bunch of puppies too with them dogs, so it's a little hard in this time of year. So we only bombed the house twice. And now it's it got so bad, man. It got so bad. I would wake up to roaches crawling, a roach crawling on my face, and I just freak out, more so in anger, just anger. I remember almost 2 years ago now, in 2024, right before I started my wrestling journey. I remember I was watching promo videos of Jon Moxley before he got signed by WWE, and I just loved his energy and his aura, the vibe he gave off. It was very authentic, and I could relate with that. And so I was off the back of feeling inspired, but after I woke up from that, I was very upset. So I wanted to get it all out on a video, like on a promo, speaking about my house and the situation. It ended up being like 7 minutes, and I had to keep re-recording because the storage on my phone kept stopping the video. But that was kind of like the start of everything, right? And now it's to the point where, that happens. I take the roach, I wake up, I take it off my face, flush it down the toilet. I desensitized, and I shouldn't be. This trauma, man. And they don't really pop up in my room too much anymore. I feel like the Lord's putting that hedge of protection around my room to an extent. But it's very, very, very humbling, very, very, very embarrassing, because I'm not a dirty person, right? And my house is a lot better than it was. So it feels like I'm just trapped in this cycle of a residual mess that doesn't want to leave, and I don't know what to do. We don't have very much money we can't afford a exterminator. Bombs will always do so much. This is my childhood home. I needed this to be. This is one of the reasons why I talk about cleansing it physically along with spiritually. It needs to be cleansed physically too. I want my house back, and this is one of the steps that we need to take, And plus, we need to clean out my mom's room. It's still the same kind of as it was almost 10 years ago now. She died on May 6, 2016. So, clean that place, that room out, make it into a little cool little dog room. I'm gonna keep up with it, make it looking nice for the dogs, so they have more space as well. That's been on my mind. And so but I do want to touch on what happened last night. I'm not really going to get too deep into it because I'm not ready to share that on camera yet. But essentially, only day 9, not even halfway through, I felt compelled to share some childhood trauma because of the energy that was in the room and what was being talked about. I felt like I was very convicted to let this out already, which is crazy. I don't know that. I don't know how much of that can be attested to the strength he gave me or whatever. All I know is the fact that these 3 girls came up. I hope they don't get upset with me. I'm not going to name them, but I will say that all 3 of their names started with an A. So that was a cool coincidence, but I don't know them, but they're an integral part in making me feel comforted, in this, and made me feel like I should speak up, and everyone else as well. And then this lovely lady here, I don't think she'll care, by the name of Grace. She was because they knew, I kind of touched about how I had some trauma, and that's what it was. Sorry, I'm trying to, somebody, I think it was Rick, my chosen grandpa, spoke about, we are gifted, or we have the lock and key, and I was like, wait a minute, but it's our, he gives us the key, but it's our duty to unlock the lock and open the door to let everything out for him. And that made me realize, I need strength to do that, because I need to do that. So I was like, please, I was just praying, please, Lord, give me the strength to take your key and unlock this mess and give it to you and lift it up to you. And when I mentioned childhood trauma and stuff that's really holding me back, that's when everyone, and those girls were really they're like angels, dude. It's like, I believe God sends angels and uses people as vessels for those angels, and they were definitely, there was 3 of them, and then if not more, with everybody in the room. It's just specifically with them 3 because how comforting they were, and immediately when they heard that, it was crazy. It was quite the experience, like beyond words. So that really made me convicted to say something after I kept asking for, please give me strength to open this lock and to give it to you. So after that, I held my Bible too close to me, and I was able to speak up, really. Because what you were about to close it, but you were like, no. Or I was like, no, I have to, because you were like, does anyone need prayed over? I was like, yeah, actually, I need prayed over for strength over, to speak up about this stuff at some point. And then Grace is like, well, hold on now. You have some things you want to share and you want strength for it. Well, I just need to tell you a little bit of my story. And she told her story, and it really, I could really relate. And that was crazy because, like, God giving me more encouragement through her story. And it was just like, I could never have said anything without her. So, without any of you guys, really. So thank you. Man, I love y'all. I really do. This is crazy journey, and at some point I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna go into detail, and I hope that this touches people, because this is all I want. That's all I've ever wanted in life, was to be not only understood, but for other people to feel understood, and that's somebody out there, like, relates with them. Because if anyone else goes through what I've gone through, I want them to know that I see them. And I believe that you can't just be heard, you got to be listened to. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully talk about, the house situation with the roaches today on day 10. See how we can lift that up to God.